Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today is another story time. So before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give a girl a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias, Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok and Twitter at LifeWithSymone, and follow my business page at Brashari. Everything will be in the description box. So y'all, when I tell y'all, I was like, I had in my mind like, okay, I'm gonna record today, I'm gonna work today. Y'all, it is 10:43 and this is the first video I'm recording, and y'all see I got a robe on. Like, I barely wanted to do this video, but I had already said on Twitter that I was gonna do it, so here we are. So yeah, this video is about crazy, and this story took place like a while back. So y'all remember when I told y'all at one point Crazy had went to jail, but I told y'all before he went to jail. So before he went to jail, remember we had like kind of reunited or one type thing, and that's when I started dealing with the booty man. It was just a whole lot of going on around that time. So yeah, so at this point he knew he had to turn himself in, and like I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks, I don't really remember, but he had to turn himself in to jail or whatever. So around that time he was trying to be like this with me, because that's when we wasn't really talking like that, and he was trying to be on my good side, of course. And I really am dumb, honestly, because but I think back on it, he clearly was trying to be on my good side and whoever else's good side, because he knew he was gonna go do some time. So he wanted me, you know, he wanted everybody he could have in his corner. And I was just like, I ain't look at it like that, but that's clearly what was going on. So anyway, he was trying to keep me around because he knew like I wasn't really dealing with him like that. And yeah, so around this time it's like every day he wanted to hang out or whatever like that, which I didn't have a problem with it, because honestly in my eyes I used to think that he was just making better with our relationship or whatever, but that really wasn't what it was, because you're not gonna wait till the last minute to fix things. But anyway, let me finish. So yeah, so he called me one day and he just like, what you doing today? So I was like, we're gonna get this girl name, because it's so many stories I have with this girl, but I haven't told him yet, so we're gonna give her a name now. So he's like, what you doing today? And I'm like, nothing, I might just go to Kiara's house, because I don't want to stay in the house all day and I ain't got no plans, nothing to do or whatever. So he's like, okay, well, if you go to Kiara's house, let me know, because then I'll come get you or something like that. But I ain't gonna give too many details, but yeah, he was just like, let me know if you go to Kiara's house, then I'll come get you, because I want to spend the day with you or whatever. So I'm like, what sense do that make? Like, if you want to hang out, I'll just stay home and we could, you know, you could come get me or whatever and I'll go to your house. Because it makes no sense for me to call Kiara. I don't have plans to go to her house, but to call her, go to her house, and then like have you pick me up. Like, what sense did that make? I just don't have to go to her house. So he's like, all right, cool, like that works for me too. So he was like, you could be ready in the next few minutes, like an hour or so or whatever. I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, okay, like let's just have like a chill day, like we could go grab, he's like, after he get me, like we could go grab something to eat, and then like we could go home, and not home but back to his house and just chill or whatever, watch Netflix. And y'all, I'm sorry, it's too late for these people to be fighting. But anyway, so he was like, yeah, we could watch Netflix, we could just do like a little chill in the house and then leave out when we go get food. And he was like, maybe later we go to the movies, we just see how we feel, just, you know, a chill day. So I'm like, all right, cool. And y'all, not too much on the people that's gonna be in the comment side. You settle for anything because you have a chill day. Yeah, when it's your boyfriend, you okay with having a chill day. It's not like this my first time linking with this person and he said, let's just kick it in the house and eat. Yeah, you know, like y'all never had a chill day in the house with y'all man before? Because I swear, it be people that be like, girl, what? Oh, hell no, I don't care if I've been with my man for 20 years. He better not want to chill in the house with me. And it be like, oh, okay. But anyway, so yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get ready. So I ended up taking a shower and getting ready. I just put on like some leggings or whatever, because if we just chilling in the house, why am I gonna get all dressed up? So I probably just threw my hair in a ponytail or something. I don't know. 9 times out of 10, I wasn't looking presentable. Like, and it's a reason why I'm saying that. But anyway, I look decent. I look decent. But you know, when you're comfortable around somebody, you don't really care to get like cute all the time. Like, you just be whatever. So I had on some leggings and I had on this shirt. And the shirt had a bleach stain on it, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you, but it was a graphic shirt, so it kind of looked like it went with the shirt. So it didn't really matter. And then my hair, I think I really threw it either. Oh yeah, I threw it in a high bun, because that used to be my thing. I used to throw it in a high bun, and I'd probably be like, ooh, high bun, messy high bun looks cute. But yeah, we're just chilling in the house, you know, so right. So anyway, so I get ready and I'm just chilling. So he ended up calling me and he was like, okay, I'm about to be in front of your house or whatever, like come outside. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he's like, can you bring, he asked me, he was like, can you bring some waters? And he's like, can you bring some chips and stuff? So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm thinking like, you know, like he smokes, so of course he probably won't some snacks out of the house just in case like he get the munchies or something. But we not gonna talk about store, we about to get some food, but you know, some little snacks. If I already got the snacks at home, like why not? So I'm like, okay, whatever. And my grandma had just bought a whole bunch of snacks and stuff. Not me you always taking my grandma's food to give to a man. Not me always doing that. Or to friends, you know. Ooh, I know she hated when I lived with her. Them early 20s, I know she hated it. Like, girl, stop giving my fucking shit away. Oh my God, I'm gonna ask her about it tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, so I'm like, okay, my grandma, we had a water machine, and she used to always buy bottled water, so we had a lot of water. So he's like, yeah, can you bring like 4 waters? And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, can you bring 4 waters? What he asked me, I think he said, yeah, he was like, can you bring 4 waters? Can you bring some snacks like chips and stuff like that? And he was like, and whatever else your grandma got up in there, whatever else. He was like, just bring some snacks. So I'm like, okay, I got me a little Ralph's bag. I put 4 waters in there. Well, I put 3 because I grabbed me a water because I'm assuming these waters are for us, because I'm assuming like, oh, you know, his mama don't be putting food in a house like that. Poor boy, he ain't got not poor like they're poor, but like poor baby, like, you know, stuff like that. So I'm thinking like, that mama can't even put no snacks in that house. I'm just kidding, but no, I'm thinking like, you know, these waters are for us just in case like we get thirsty or whatever. Because I used to go over there and I would be like, I don't want y'all tap water, because I didn't want they tap water. And he'd be like, oh, well, that's all we got to offer, because we don't just buy water in our house because we already get it for free. The fuck? He really used to say that a lot. So I'm assuming he's thinking like, okay, bring some waters just in case you get thirsty, because you know we don't pay for buy waters because we get it for free with the house. That's really what he said. One time we had a whole discussion. It's like, we get water free with the house, so why would we buy waters? Anyway, but they got other stuff. But anyway, so I'm thinking that. So I opened up one of the waters because I'm like drinking it. I'm like, okay, this is my water or whatever, and I guess I have 1 more to go if he want these other 2. So I grabbed me some snacks. My grandma talking shit, you know, because she like, where are you going with the food? Where are you going? So I'm like, I'll be right back. Well, not right back, but I'll be back later or whatever. So she always used to be thinking like, damn, you just go to people's house who ain't got it. And she told me, she like, stop going to people's house who ain't got no food and stay home. They don't need you there if they can't even afford to feed themselves. And I'm just like laughing to myself. But I end up going outside. So I go outside and I'm about to get in the car, and it's somebody in the front seat. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe he about to drop this boy off. So when I go reach for the back seat, it's 2 dudes in the back seat too. So I'm just like, maybe he about to drop these people off. So I was about to get in the back, but then I thought about it like, bro, what? Like, if they was, I wouldn't mind getting it back, but honestly, like, I ain't never seen these people before. Well, one of them I did see, the boy that was in the front seat. We're gonna give him a name because he played a part in the story. So the boy that was in the front seat, because right when I opened the back door, and I wasn't like about to get in the car, but the other boy was getting out the car, like he was gonna let me get in the middle. I was just kind of standing there, but I didn't say nothing. But I would have gotten in the back, so I ain't even gonna lie, because I just probably would have got in. But Crazy was like, nah, bro, I want her in the back seat with them. Let her get up front. So the boy's like, man, the boy, we're gonna name him Play-Doh. And just because his hair looked like Play-Doh, you know, when you squeeze it through. Anyway, so we're gonna name him Play-Doh. So Play-Doh was just like, man, bro, man, all right. So he get out the car and he's like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm fine. And he got in the back seat, and I ended up getting in the front seat. So he was like, where the water's at? Right when I got in the car, Crazy like, where the water's at? So I'm like, oh, they right here. So he was like, why'd you only bring 3? And I'm like, you told me to bring 4, like, this is mine, you know, here's 3. So he was all like, oh no, I was asking you could bring some waters for us, like, because we're thirsty. Mind you should have said that, then I would have brought 5. So he's like, I was asking you to bring some waters for us. So I was like, oh, well, do you want me to go back in the house and get another water? So Play-Doh was like, man, bro, we ain't got time for all that. Mind y'all, my house is literally right here. We're still in front of the house. So I was like, oh, I could just run in real quick. I'm like, because how the house is set up, why am I explaining all this? I'm like, how the house is set up, you know, you go through the living room, and then it's like the kitchen is right there, the dining room kitchen's right there, and the waters is not far. He was like, yeah, bro, we ain't got time for all that. And I know he probably was thinking like, girl, I don't give a fuck how your house layout is. But I'm just like, he's like, yeah, it's cool, I'll just share with you, like, it's cool, we could share. So I was like, okay, whatever. So we end up driving off, and we're driving, I'm thinking again like we're taking him home or something. Or I'm thinking probably we gonna go back to their house, back to Crazy house, and their car gonna be there, because he had a few friends with a car, but majority of his friends didn't have a car, and he was like the friend with the car. So like, sometimes his friends will be parked at his house and then they'll leave. So I'm thinking that. But when we get on the freeway and we start going a whole different direction, because mind you, usually everybody like from the hood that he was from, they literally live like, well, they didn't, some people lived in the hood, and then some people, they'll just get dropped off in the hood because they're gonna end up getting in a car with somebody else and do hood activities all day. I don't know. But when I realized we weren't going towards that way and we hop on the freeway, we start going a different direction. So I'm not saying nothing, which is really wrong. I don't know why I do that. Like, I could really hop in the car with somebody and I don't know where we're going and I won't even ask until we get there, and it'll be like, where are we? Like, why are we here? When it's like, you should have asked a long time ago. But yeah, so we in the car, they listen to the music and stuff, they hotbox in the car or whatever. I'm like sipping my water occasionally because my throat is burning because they hotboxing and stuff. So we ended up pulling over eventually. Like, we down the road, we probably was on the freeway for like 35 minutes. We down the road, we end up stopping at a gas station or whatever. So when we stopped at the gas station, they all get out the car. It's smoky as hell. And I don't know why, but I was feeling like kind of embarrassed because, y'all, when they got out the car, I kind of got out the car to throw something away. And it was like these people, and they was really looking at us. I don't know why I cared, but like I was low-key feeling like, oh my God. But anyway, so they go in the gas station, and Crazy, he just like sat in the car, he started pumping the gas. So Crazy sat in the car, and he got out the car, put the little gas pump in, and he sat back in the car like while the gas was pumping. So at this point, I was like, do they live far or something? And he's like, oh no, they don't live far. They don't live far. They live like by the hood or whatever. So I'm like, well, where are we going? Like, you know, at this point I finally asked him, like, where are we going? So he was like, oh, okay, Play-Doh, he gotta go buy something from somebody. Like, he buying something from somebody real quick. You know, he just doing his 1-2 real quick or whatever. So we just gonna do that real quick, and then we gonna go back to the house and get our day started or whatever. So I'm like, all right, when we gonna get food? Because mind y'all, he called me early. I didn't eat. Well, I ain't gonna lie, I snacked a little bit because my grandma always cooked breakfast, but I'm hungry still. Like, I didn't eat that much. So I'm just like, okay, well, when we gonna get some food, like, we gonna get, even though we wasn't sitting down and we was gonna get something to go back to the house anyway. So he like, oh, after we do this real quick, we gonna do it because he like on a time crunch or whatever. So then we'll grab something to eat and go to the house. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So we sitting there, and I was just like, well, if you had something to do, you could have got me afterwards. But I'm not even saying it with an attitude. I'm just like, if you had something to do, you could have got me afterwards. Like, I could have went to, I'm like, I could have just chilled at the house, or I could have just went to Kiara's house for a little bit. And he was like, well, I told you to go to her house in the first place. And I'm like, well, you didn't say that you had something to do. And he like, well, if you would have just went to her house in the first place, you could have went. But now you pressing to go to her house. He was like, why? Was y'all gonna pull up on some ninjas? And you know, you can't say certain words because YouTube, but he like, was y'all gonna pull up on some ninjas or something? He's like, oh, I know how Kiara get down. Mind y'all, this is not this girl name, so don't go try to look for no Kiara. I know a Kiara, and this is not her. So he like, y'all was gonna go pull up on some ninjas or something like that. I already know how Kiara get down. Like, I already know what's up with her. That's what you was finna go do. Dang, that's why you mad you with me, because y'all was gonna put, damn, ain't it early to be pulling up on ninjas? Like, ain't it a bit too early? And I'm just like, here he go with this shit that he do, because it's like, bro, first of all, I'm just saying, if you had something to do, why am I here? Like, I didn't have to be here. You could have came and got me after you was done doing this. So he like, dang, that's crazy. So we going back and forth, and we like talking or whatever. And Play-Doh come back to the car. He like, what y'all arguing about? Mind y'all, I don't like arguing in front of people. So, because I feel like whatever is we going through, it should stay between us two. We really don't need other people in our shit. So I'll be like, let's talk about it later, or I'll just get quiet. Like, and I don't know why I'll do that a lot. So when Play-Doh was walking back to the car, I just stopped talking. I was just like quiet, like I ain't say nothing. So I'm assuming if I'm not responding to you, you know, you should just dead the situation. We talk about it later. Because for when we arguing about something dumb anyway, you're assuming that I wanted to go kick it with somebody when all I said was you could have just came and got me afterwards. Was you gonna pick me up from Nick's house? But anyway, so I'm sitting there, and Play-Doh was like, what y'all arguing about anyway? And he was like, that ain't even me, that's her arguing. He was like, yeah, I was about to tell y'all need to be arguing, you know, love on your girl, bro. Like, y'all need to be arguing like that, like nothing like that. So I'm like, oh, I'm not arguing, I'm fine. So he's like, yeah, bro, that's her. She just be like gonna spark arguments with me and all that other stuff. Like, she just mad because I guess she don't want to be here or whatever like that. So I'm sitting there like, nigga, for one, I'm not even mad. I just was saying, like, why come get me if you knew y'all was doing something? That's pretty much it. Like, I don't mind, but I'm just saying, like, first of all, like, I didn't have to be here. So Play-Doh was like, no, honestly, bro, she really didn't need to come. Like, she didn't really need to come. And so Crazy, like, honestly, bro, she got yeah. And he just kept saying she got yeah. So I'm thinking, like, what the fuck you think I got? So I'm like, what do I got? And he was like, you got license, right? So y'all, at this time, and I said this to him too, this is what I said to him. I'm like, well, technically I do have a license, but it's not valid. Like, but technically I do have it. So he like, what do you mean by that? So I'm like, well, I have my driver's license card, but my license is suspended. So technically, do I have a license with me? Yes, but I mean, I'm not supposed to operate a motor vehicle either. Like, you know, neither one of y'all. So I'm just thinking, like, damn, y'all really be deep as hell in a car with no license. But why? So he like, but bro, it's cool because one time we got pulled over and the cops didn't take the car because she had that license card with her. But the police didn't take my license either because I like I didn't know. So he like, so she cool, like, you know. That's a whole different story time too, because oh my god, that was a situation. Oh, that's a story. Anyway, so yeah, he was like, she cool. So I'm just like, oh well, if you needed my license, that's the only reason why you wanted me to come. You should have just said that. Like, you made it seem like you want to spend a whole day and do a whole little Netflix and chill. Yes, my Netflix account, the same Netflix account that his mama and his side was mad at me for changing the password on. If you ain't seen the story, you gotta watch it, because y'all, I was not just never mind. But I was not just dealing with him, like, knowing he had a whole different situation. It was just like some weird shit going on. But yeah. But this before I changed my password on my Netflix, y'all. This was way before that. Because it was really the nerve of them calling me, pressing him about a Netflix account password that was my Netflix, you know? Yeah, dang. Anyway, but you made it seem like you wanted to Netflix and chill or whatever, or chill and chill. I don't know. Most likely sleep. Me chill. It would really pretty much be me chilling, me sweating and chilling, because it would be hot in his house and he'd be high off lean, so he'd be asleep and half the time, and I'd just be up in there watching different stuff. But anyway, so I'm just like, you didn't have to do all of that, make somebody you want to hang out with me, and then this came up or something. Like, you didn't have to do all that. If you wanted me to come somewhere with you because I had a license, you could have just asked me to come. So a boy was talking or whatever, so then he looked at me and he was like, I think I know you from somewhere. And I was all like, oh wait, if I say that, yeah, I'll just tell you. So he's like, I think I know you from somewhere. So I was like, oh, I seen you before, but like, I don't know him, but I've seen him before. So the boy Play-Doh. So y'all remember the story time I did? I forgot what I named it, but remember the story time I did where we went to the boy house and he ended up asking to use my car, and he went to the gas station or liquor store or whatever, and he ended up hitting somebody and came back and with the money. So y'all remember that story time? And remember how I said it was another person there, another boy there that my sister was like chilling with? That was Play-Doh. I don't know if I gave him a name in that story, and I don't care to go look because I don't even remember what I titled that. So yeah, that was him. So he was there that night. Don't ask me about any other connections because I'm not gonna tell y'all. Well, probably. Anyway, so yeah, he was there that night, whatever. So he's like, oh, I do know you, like you was with Seven that night or whatever, like at old boy house. So I was like, yeah. So he started laughing. He's like, oh my god. So we started laughing about that. So when we talk about it, laughing about it, crazy first he was smiling, like looking back and forth like person who talking, like he's smiling, like when he talk he smile, look at him. When I talk he smile, look at me. So then the smiles turned to like evil looks. Like he was looking at me like real evil. He's like, I ain't even gonna say nothing. Like I ain't even gonna say nothing. So I'm like, what? Like what you wanna say? He's like, nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing at all. I'll ask you about it later, but I ain't gonna say nothing. So a boy was like, Play-Doh was like, what, bro? Like what's up? Like that night was crazy as hell. Like, you know, such and such. Like why didn't you? And he just telling what happened. So he's like, yeah, you ain't never told me about that night. Mind y'all, I didn't know him. I didn't know him. This was years before I met him. When did I meet that person? When did I meet Crazy? Like this probably was like a year or two, right? Like a year or two before I met him. So I didn't know you. Like I didn't know that I'm supposed to like go to a psychic, ask to speak to all the future people I'm talking to, and then tell them stories about my life at that time. Like I didn't know I was supposed to do that. So I'm like, oh well, why would I tell you about something that happened if I didn't know you? So he was just like, but you could have told me when you met me. That's weird. I don't know anybody who want to sit up and talk about their past situation or ex or something like that with somebody. You know, that's kind of how you run somebody off. If I start talking to somebody and he's telling me about early on, I can see later in life if we just talking about certain stuff, but like in the beginning, if you want to talk to me about the next female, you still got feelings and you're holding on to something, because why are you still talking about it? I still talk about stuff when I'm holding on. So, well, not these stories, don't get me wrong at all. I'm not. I just, you know, this is just even exchange for me. I don't know, y'all. I'm a little tired, so don't mind me. So anyway, so I'm just like, oh, it just didn't come up. Like I just didn't feel the need to bring that up. And he's like, oh, okay. Like that's all he said was, oh, okay. So I'm like, all right. So he's like, man, where is such and such? Like when they coming out? So he was like, they finna come out right now, bro. Stop tripping. Like, man, it's your fault. We should have been anyway over here anyway. So he's like, man, whatever. So they end up coming out. They pile back up in the back seat. 3 grown men in the back seat kind of stuff. Because, you know, we not in a big car or whatever. So I'm in the front seat, you know, living my best life. Because I'm not about to go back there with them. Which, let me stop lying. I would have went back if they would have asked me. But anyway, so we end up driving. And he ended up pulling over again, like in a random ass spot. So he was like, Symone, can you drive? So I was like, all right. So I'm like, just tell me which way to go. So he's like, yeah, I got you. So I'm driving, And I hate driving with people. I don't know why, but I be nervous as hell driving with other people in the car. Like, I drive so weird. Like, I feel like I'm a mess up or something. Like, I hate driving. Now I'm better, where I'll just be like, drive, I'll be cool. But I don't know, maybe it feel like the first time I drive with people in the car I never drove with, I be driving weird. It'd be weird to me, like I be nervous or something. So anyway, as we're driving, next thing you know, we start going towards a college, like, cause he's like, just keep straight, keep straight. So I'm like, oh, we going into a school? So he like, yeah, keep straight, going to the school. So we going to this university or whatever, we driving into the college, and he's like, what he say? Oh yeah, what did I name that boy? Plato was on the phone. He ended up getting on the phone with somebody, and he like, stop driving so fast, stop driving so fast. So I'm like, okay. So I'm driving a little slower. He on the phone with somebody, he got no speaker. So he like, yeah bro, we pulling in right now, where you at? So the old boy was like, okay, pull up, did you pass a stop sign? So he like, oh, we get to it now. So he like, pull up, go towards the dorms. Like, so we driving towards the dorms, and then he like, yeah, keep straight, keep straight. So he like, yeah, make a left right there, make a left, I see y'all, make a left. So I make a left. Next thing you know, he like, how far we come down? He like, you know what, turn around, I'm in the right, I'm in the right, your left is my right, my bad, my left is your right, make a right, make a right. So turn back around and make a right. So I'm like, okay, I turn around and I go straight across, because you know I made the left, so I don't need to turn, I'm going straight across. So I go straight across. He was like, oh no bro, I told you I'll make a right, I told you I'll make a right. So if I make a right, I'm gonna go back the way that I came. So he's like, yeah bro, I told you I'll make a right, make a right. So he like, sis, make the right, you gotta make the right, sis. And I'm just like, wouldn't that have been the left? Like, you know, I'm just like, that's the way we just came from. So he like, sis, make the right. So I'm like, okay. I turn around, so I stop at the four-way now, and I'm like, so which way I go, left or right? So he like, make the left, y'all. So I make a left now. So I make a left. Now we going back down to go out of the school again. So he like, I think you passed there, son. So the boy's like, I don't see y'all no more, I don't see y'all no more, where'd y'all go? So he like, bro, you told us to make a left, and they start taking us back out of the school, like, you know where to go. So he's like, okay, all right, turn around one more time, and then we're gonna do it step by step. You stop right there when you get there. So he got the phone speaker, and I'm just like, this nigga's, you know, like, this is weird, because for when you playing games, it ain't nowhere else for us to go but straight. We ain't went straight yet, so maybe let's do that. Let's not make any left or rights, because let's just make, and where are you? Like, he literally kept saying, I could see y'all. So anyway, I was kind of getting nervous, so I'm like, yeah, could he make sure which way we going? Because it was like the school police, but like, I was still nervous, you know. I'm like, I want to get pulled over. So I'm like, can he make sure which way we're going? Because the police right there. So he like, don't worry about that school police, that's school police. But I'm like, still, they in a car, they can pull us over. And you know, police pull people over for anything, just for looking like you don't know where you're going. Like, so I'm like, all right. So I pulled up to the stop sign, and I was like, which way do I go now? So he was like, tell her to make the left, make the left. You know what the left is? Not my left, but your left. So I'm like, okay, that way, mind you, the same way that we first went. So I'm like, that way, right? The left. So then Plato like, yes, sis, the left. Left, sis, you know what left is? The left. You on the left side of the car, you turn left. And I'm just like, not them getting at me like I'm stupid when I made every left and right. So I make the left. I said, when I get, and I made the left, and I kind of, well, probably I was kind of like a contact car, because I just stopped in the middle of the intersection. I said, do I continue straight, or do I make another left? Like, you know, I was kind of irritated. He's like, sis, make that left. So then Crazy was just laughing. He's like, make the left, make the left. So I made the left, and I just pulled right there and stopped. Like, right when I made the left, I stopped at the little corner part. And I'm like, what do we do? So he's like, I see y'all, just keep coming down, keep coming down. So I'm driving. We drive all the way down to where it's like a little dead end part, because it got like the universities right, I mean the dorms right there. So he like, okay bro, we right here, you see us, you see us? He said, yeah, I see y'all, but bro, you about to be mad. And I was sitting here like, he better say he about to be mad because he ain't got what he's selling or something. So he like, you about to be mad, bro, you about to be mad. So he's like, bro, what's going on? Don't tell me you got rid of my shit, don't tell me. He was like, you gonna have to make the right. When I tell you I was irritated, I said, man, somebody else got to drive, because this nigga's playing. So I was like, somebody else got to drive, because he's playing, this is irritating. He's like, no, sis, I just think you made a mistake. I think you made a mistake. What? It's literally a four-way. What the fuck? It's not like it's like make a left up the ramp, or left down, or left, right, left, up, like a YG song. It's not none of that. It's like, you literally, it's a four-way stop. We done went every way except straight at this point. And I don't understand, if you mean go straight, why would you tell us to turn when we just gotta go straight? So I was so annoyed. I'm like, somebody else got to drive, because I'm not driving like this. I'm like, I'm not driving. So crazy, like, just drive, it's cool, just tell bro. He's like, man, just tell bro we gonna be at the stop sign. If he could see us, why don't he just come to the stop sign? So when I'm turning around to do the U-turn, it's like people walking, so I had to wait, so I'm like slowly doing it. So I asked Crazy, I leaned over to Crazy. Mind y'all, I'm kind of whispering but kind of not, because the music is down, because he on the phone in the back seat. And I'm like, do he know this person? Like, I'm like, how do y'all know him? So he's like, oh, he met him off of some site. I can't remember. He was like, some site he met oh boy off of to buy something. So I was like, oh no, this sound like a setup. Because to me it did seem like a setup, because now you saying you see us, but yet you won't come outside or wherever the hell you see us from. I don't know, this nigga was lurking from the trees like an owl, what, or he was with binoculars, or if he was an invisible man. I don't know where the fuck, because mind y'all, it was people, but then again, it wasn't nobody, where it was just standing on the phones watching us. So I'm like, I don't see where this person see us from. So especially when we first pulled up right there, because it was like you gotta turn and go down to go to the, like, the dorms or whatever. So I don't know where the fuck he see us at. Like, this nigga, I don't know. So I was just kind of real irritated, because I'm like, this nigga on the roof or something with a fucking sniper or something. Like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, it just was really like, where is he? Like, at this point. So I'm like, oh no, this sound like a setup. So why, when I said that, because mind y'all, I'm whispering to Crazy, and oh boy Play-Doh in the backseat, he's still on the phone speaker. Well, oh boy, he was talking when I said that. So why he was like, what she said, bro? What she say? And started laughing. So Crazy said, she said this sound like a setup. Ah, they started laughing. So the boy on the phone was like, what? And he was like, bro, so the homie girlfriend is driving, and she said this sound like a setup. And he was like, yeah, the boy just got quiet on the phone. So I'm like, for one, why'd you tell him what I just said? One, you calling this boy bro, you don't even know this man from a can of paint. I don't know if this is his first time meeting him and buying something. Clearly, yeah, because he playing games with him. So I was sitting there like, why would you say that? Like, you know, I didn't say it though, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, now I don't even want to pull up to wherever the hell the boy. I want to just turn up to school, get on the freeway, and go back home, because I'm driving now. But I was just like, why would he say that? Like, I'm like, Crazy, why would you say that? So he laughed. He like, man, this ain't no damn setup. This ain't no damn setup. So then finally the boy was like, you know what, bro? You know what? Just meet me at the parking lot, at the library parking lot. Just drive straight instead of making any lefts. Like, act like you was just coming in. Drive straight up. It's going to be a parking lot right there, bro. Just meet me right there. You know what? Just meet me right there. Just meet me right there, because I ain't with that funny shit. Just meet me right there. How are you acting like we on funny shit when you the one keep telling us to make a damn fucking turnabout, doing circles and shit, and go left and right? So I'm just like, so he like, yeah, I see y'all, but just meet me right there, bro. Just meet me right there. I see y'all, but it's cool. Just meet me right there. So he like, all right, we're gonna meet him at the library. So I was like, this nigga. So we end up going, I come out and I turn left, because that's the way, like, if I would have went straight. So he like, you'll see it's gonna literally be the only last building, and then it's like a parking lot. So we pull up or whatever, and I pull in the parking lot, and I pull in an open part of the parking lot and just sit, even though I could have pulled by other cars, but I just feel like I want to pull up in a open area, because oh boy Play-Doh like, why you didn't pull between those two cars? And I said, because mind y'all, he's off the phone with the boy at this point. The boy, when he said just me right there and hung up, mind y'all, he talking about he could see us. So are you gonna go on foot, or are you gonna drive? Like, this is not making no sense. But when he was all like, he's just me right there, the boy hung up. But so Play-Doh like, why you didn't pull between those two cars? So I'm like, no. I said, because I'm like, this boy, y'all don't even know him, and he being weird. So I'm like, I'd rather us be in an open area so we could see when he's coming. So if he coming with glizzies, we know what to do. Like, well, shit, what are we gonna do? I don't know. I'm gonna just drive off. I don't know what they gonna do. I really didn't know what they was gonna do, but I'm gonna drive off, because I'm behind the wheel. What else I'm gonna do? So I'm like, yeah, I'd rather sit right here. So he was like, you just too paranoid for me. You paranoid. He's like, now that I think about it, you was tripping at night. You was tripping at night when he came back and said he hit somebody with your car. Like, you was kind of tripping a lot. Like, why you thought that you was going to get in trouble? For one, he literally said he hit with my fucking car and stayed there for a minute, collected stuff from the men, then drove off. Anybody could have got my license plate. Why else do you think I was being paranoid? Like, I'm so confused. I'm so confused at why you calling me a paranoid person? Like, y'all gotta give me reasons to be paranoid. So I was like, I just don't trust it. He's like, man, bro, he finna play me. That's one thing he not finna do. Why would he play me? He said, do you honestly think somebody gonna try to play you on a school campus? And then I started kind of thinking like, you know what, you kind of right. But then who knows? It'd be the most craziest things that happen in broad daylight and stuff like that. You seen Queen Latifah and them, Stoney and all of them, they have went and robbed that bank downtown LA in broad daylight. I didn't say this, but I was thinking it, and I'd be sometimes thinking stuff in my head. I'd be like, let me not say it, because I don't want people to just think like, oh, this is a weird woman. But yeah, so I was sitting there like, you know, people do some shit. So if those girls would go in there with them obvious masks on where people could see their face and rob and do that thing, let me not say that, because YouTube might be like, you want to do what? And be like, yeah, so no, anyway. So I'm gonna just sit right here. And mind y'all, it doesn't matter. So he ended up calling the boy back, because we sitting for like 2 minutes. He called the boy back. He's like, bro, yeah, we right here in this car, da da da, where you at? So he's like, bro, I've been right here waiting for y'all to call me. Mind you, if you've seen us a long time ago, you know what car we're in. So why were you waiting for us to call you and tell you we were there if you're already here? And it's no way he was already there and seen us there from the jump, because it was no way he could have seen us from there. So he was like, yeah, I'm already right here. I was here before y'all. How? Oh, you know what? I had to make that U-turn, but ain't no way. I didn't see no car go by. Like, it wasn't that big of an area. So anyway, he was like, I'm already right here. He's like, I'm already right here, whatever. I see you. So he's like, bro, all right, come to the car. So the boy was like, come to the car. He's like, yeah, come to the car. He's like, maybe let's just meet in the parking lot. Let's get out. So he's like, bro, like, that's cool. Like, you know, that's cool with me. So he's like, all right, you got the money? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'm gonna get out the car right now. Let's get out the car at the same time, bro. So I'm like, this is fucking weird. So he like, they on the phone, he on speaker. He's like, all right, bro, I'm getting out the car right now. So it's like, yeah, bro, at the same time. Your door ain't open yet. Ain't no doors open yet. So he's like, bro, I'm getting out from the back seat. So the boy's like, why are you in the back seat? So he was like, bro, I'm getting out the car. He's like, all right, only you. So he ended up getting out the car or whatever. And he walking, like he just stand, like he was walking, he stood like in front of the car. So next thing you know, somebody ended up getting out the car, and he looking around, the boy looking around all paranoid, and he go up to the car, and the boy was like, bro, get back in the car, well, I don't want to do this out in the open. Why the f did you just tell him to get out the car then? So I'm sitting here like, this is some fucking weird what the fuck is he selling him? Because whatever he's selling him, if y'all finna do whatever he's on, don't do it, because this man is weird. So he was like, get back in the car, bro, I don't want to do this shit all in the open. So he ended up like get back to the back seat, and you know, they pull out the baby bottles, and you know, that's clearly what they was doing. If you don't know what they was doing with baby bottles, then I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so I'm like, oh, this what they buying. So he ended up buying it or whatever. And he was like, yeah, he was like, just hit me when you need some more or whatever. I got you, whatever. So he just asking him like, oh, how you still able to get such and such? How you get that act? Where you get it from? This is a drought on act. It's a drought. He like, oh man, da 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 da. He just, now he telling him all his business. Like, he just so comfortable. He was like, yeah, but just hit me. I got you. You know, you cool people. You cool, whatever. So he's like, yeah, I got you. So he ended up like closing the door. He rolled the window down. He was like, hey, bro, one more question. And the boy turned around. He was like what? And he was all like, how long you been going to this school? Why when he said that, the boy just looked and he just ran off and ran to his car. He didn't say shit. Like, he just ran off to, and I'm just thinking like, what about that made him nervous? You literally just told us your whole story of your life. Like, damn near I know where to get the damn act from at this point, because you literally just told us everything, and then he asked you how long you been going to the school and you run off. If you didn't want somebody to meet you where you lay your head, why'd you have us meet you where you lay your head? I was just like, this point I'm ready to go. So I'm like, do we need any more stops, or are we ready to go? So he was like, we ready to go, like, we good. And I was like, all right, whatever. So we start driving back, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to drive. I'm like, crazy, could you drive? Because I really don't want to drive. Like, at this point I was just so irritated, and I'm like, I don't know where to drop them off at. So Plato was like, drop us off. What you mean drop us off? I'm like, I don't know where we're going next. Excuse me. I'm like, I don't know where we're going next. So he's like, just pull up to the house. So I'm like, crazy, you drive. So the other boy was like, well, if you got the license, why would he drive? Like, we got something in the car. We got precious cargo up in here. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not driving, because I don't want to drive. Like, I just don't want to. So crazy like, well, she don't want to drive. She ain't got to drive because she going to drive slow anyway. I'm going to get us back to the house. So oh boy like, man, make sure you drive good, because I ain't trying to have to, you know, waste my, if we get put over or something like that, because nah, bro, nah. So crazy like, nah, bro, like, I literally go to jail in like a little bit. So he was like, so, you know, I ain't finna fuck it up to where I gotta go in earlier than what I'm supposed to. So anyway, so he ended up driving. We go back to his house, and when we pull up to his house, to my surprise, I see no car in the driveway, or on, well, I don't know, usually his friend's car would be in the driveway or something if their friends have a car. So I'm like, damn, where these niggas finna go? Because at this point, you're not about to leave me at your house to take them home, because that would make no sense, because we literally could have dropped them off. So anyway, we go in the house. And at this point, his mom and his like family and stuff was gone for the weekend or some shit. I don't know where the hell they was at, but they was gone. So we get in the house, and oh yeah, between that time we did stop and go get some food. Like we got some drive-through food and went back to the house with it. So I'm in there and I'm just eating. I was sitting on the couch, but then I was like, I didn't want to be in there with them, so I ended up going in the room, and I went in the room. So Crazy was in the room before a little bit, and y'all, when I tell y'all, this is Crazy, like literally got comfortable after we ate the food, got comfortable and went to sleep in the bed. So I was just like, what the fuck? So I ended up putting on something on Netflix. Mind you, I'm thinking like maybe they'll let themselves out or something like that. And like, dang, no, I ain't gonna say that. So anyway, so like one of the friends ended up knocking on the door, and I ended up answering, and he was like, yeah, what that nigga doing? Man, what is you doing, bro? What is you doing? You sleep, bro? Like, I thought we was finna do something. I forgot what he said. So he's like, bro, I'm just taking a nap for later. Like, I'm just taking a nap real quick. So he's like, man, all right, bro. Like, dang, you got company. You just gonna leave us in here? Bro, I'm company too. Like, what the fuck? So at this point, I was so irritated. So he ended up waking up. He's like, bro, just close the door. Like, close the door. Like, I'm gonna be out there in a minute. So I'm up and I'm talking to him, and I'm just like, why did you bring me here? Like, I'm so confused. Like, I'm confused as hell, because it's like, why am I here? Like, I just don't understand. Like, if y'all having boy day or whatever the fuck, I just don't see the reason for me being here. For when you invited me here, it's not like I called you and was like, I really want to hang out. So he was like, nah, it's cool. They finna leave in a little bit. They gonna leave in a little bit. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So he ended up getting up. He was like, yeah, just put on a good movie. He was like, I'm gonna be out there real quick with them, and you could just catch me up on the beginning of the movie, right? So I'm like, all right, whatever. So y'all, when I tell y'all, I put on something and I went to sleep. I woke up, it probably was like an hour and a half later, and he wasn't in there. So I'm assuming like, oh, maybe he ended up coming in there and seeing I was asleep and went back out or whatever. So I ended up going in the living room, and I was just like, dang, like it's later in the day now. I was like, you hungry again? So he was like, yeah, let's order a pizza. Like, let's just order a pizza. He's like, you order it and then have them deliver it. And no, he's like, you order and you could pick it up or something like that. And I was like, no, I don't want to pick it up. Just have him deliver it. So he's like, all right, you could have him deliver it. And then, yeah, just tell me how much it is or whatever. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm in the room. I just got my feet kicked up. I realized his friends are still there. So I'm like, yeah, I just realized I'm kind of stuck. Because even when I told him, like, you know, you could take me home. He's like, no, just stay, just stay. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm just like, whatever. I guess I'm going to just chill here today or whatever. So I'm chilling in the room. The pizza finally came. When the pizza came, I did go out, like, got me some pizza, whatever. And I just went back in the room and I was chilling. Because I didn't want to be in there with them, because they smoking, they yelling, they doing the most. They got music playing or whatever. So I'm in the room, right? I'm eating the room, eating my pizza. I'm on the phone with my sister. Like, girl, yeah, he got his raggedy ass friends here. Remember Play-Doh? Like, and she like, girl, oh my God, tell me say hi. Like, you know, we just talking on the phone and stuff. Next thing you know, I get a text from Kiera. So I'm just like, hey girl. She like, girl, what you doing? Because I think at some point I posted Crazy on my Snap or something like that. I don't know. So she like, what you doing? So I'm like, nothing, just chilling at Crazy house. What you doing? She said, girl, never. So I'm like, never what? She like, you never chilling at Crazy house. Not like I never do this, but like, you're not there. So I'm like, yes I am. Like, I'm like, what you doing? Because I'm just thinking like, where you getting at with this? You know, when somebody be like never, it's usually because it's something they're gonna follow up with that's gonna make you mad. So I was just like, why you say that? Like, why did you say that like that? She said, girl, because I was just about to ask you if you was going to his kickback. So I'm like, what? So I told my sister, I'm like, hold on real quick, let me call here. So I call her, I'm like, hello? And she like, hello, like, hello, but it's loud in her background. So I'm like trying to hear the background. So I'm trying to hear the background. Her background sound quite familiar. So I'm like, girl, where's you at? She's like, girl, I'm at Crazy house. I'm at his kickback. Bitch, excuse me? So she's like, I'm at his kickback. So I'm at his kickback. So I hopped up and I went up in there. And I'm like, mind you, like I said, my hair is a messy bun. This nigga's having a whole kickback in the living room. It's literally a lot of people up in here. It's crazy. Oh my God. And then there was this one girl that was up in there that is, her and Crazy ended up messing with each other. I think he was clearly he was messing with her at that point. Bitch, you got me fucked up. You know what? At that point, I didn't think nothing of it. But it's crazy because, like I said, LA is a small world. So I had got into it with her before because her homegirl was messing with Enemy, and it was like a whole big issue. That's a whole different story time, because they did some weird shit when they caught me by myself with him. They did the most weirdest shit. So it was like, oh, when I caught you, it was like, oh, you're not playing fair. Oh, it's not fair now. Oh, it's not fair. But yeah, they was on some weird shit, like they was gonna jump me, and my he would say he was gonna jump in, but you know, it was like gonna be 2 against like a lot of them. So anyway, so she was there. So you know, that all that stuff kind of happened like a while ago. Ooh, probably like the year before. But it was like kind of like, it was still a lot of them. Even though Kiera was there with other people, it was still weird. And it's so crazy because I always thought Kiera would have been the friend that low-key was dealing with him. I always thought that. And more story times that I talk about Kiera, I'll tell y'all why. I always thought like, I really can't trust this bitch. But I just thought like, you know what? So anyway, I go up in there and I'm like, Crazy, what's going on? No, at this point, Crazy wasn't even in the house. He was outside. So, and mind y'all, this is before I seen the girl that I told you that I got into it with or whatever. I'm not gonna give her a name right now because it don't matter, but this is before I seen her in the house. So he was outside with them. So I ended up, dang, them bitches be everywhere now, think about it. Anyway, he was outside with them, and I'm like, Kiera, what are you doing here? So she there with some people, and it's so crazy because I remember when I was at Kiera's house one time, and I was like delulu as hell because her homegirl had came over like early the next morning. Did I spend the night at that girl's house? Well, I was out there so damn early. But her homegirl came over there and was like, oh, I just left from my house and he lived on such and such. And I just automatically like, what's his name? Because I was thinking like, you wait. But anyway, so she was there with her. She was there with like a whole bunch of females, probably like 4 girls. Like one was her sister and then one was her cousin and like her homegirl. So I'm like, who invited y'all here? And she was just like, oh, such and such, Play-Doh and some other boy that was there. She was like, they invited us. So I'm like, where's Crazy at? So she was like, oh, he Crazy? Like, did we see him when we got here? I'm like, where's he at? So I went to Play-Doh. I'm like, where Crazy at? And he was like, oh, I don't know where he at. Like, I don't know where he at. So I went over there to them and I'm like, texting him and I'm trying to call him like, so where's Crazy at? So she was like, oh yeah, when we pulled up, he was going to the store. And this was just weird to me because it's like, Kiera, you was my friend and she knew of Crazy. She didn't know him. She's really got to know him more through me, and you're lying for this nigga. Like, you're weird. Like, that was weird, but I didn't know that at the time until later. Like, well, was it later that day? I didn't figure out she was lying. So anyway, I'm like, oh, that's so weird or whatever. So, yeah, but I guess she said that because if I would have went outside, I would have seen he was outside with those girls or whatever. But still, you're supposed to be my friend. Why would you not tell me that? Anyway, so I was like, oh, you know what? I didn't give her a name. But remember that time when I had said I went to Crazy house and I went to go get my hoverboard? Her. So anyway, that's who Kiera is. But anyway, so I'm just talking to them and I'm like, what the hell? I didn't even know he's gonna having a kickback. They was like, yeah, they just said it was last minute. They told us to pull up, come smoke, come do all this other stuff. So Crazy ended up walking in the house and the girl walked in the house with him. So I was like, what the fuck? And I went over there to him and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, what? Like, what you talking about? What you talking about? Mind you, Crazy didn't know I had issues with this girl or whatever. He didn't know that because this had something to do with her homegirl and Enemy. So he didn't notice her or whatever. And she was with some people, but she wasn't with that girl. So I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, nothing, I was just outside. I was outside. So the girl was just smiling and she was like, hi, Symone. Oh, one thing I hate is when a female try to hide you and they know they don't like you. So I just looked at her and I was like, everybody needs to go. I was like, everybody needs to go. So he was like, oh, no, look, it wasn't even me. Playboy, what the fuck? He was like, Play-Doh wanted to have everybody over. I was telling him like, bro, nah, like, you know, I was just selling them some stuff, something like that. So the girl, they just like giggling and stuff. And I was like, they was pissing me off bad, but it was so many of them. And when I just, oh yeah, that's when I realized, I think that's when I kind of realized like Kiera just lied because you said you seen him go to the store, but he said he was outside selling something to her and now they in the house. So I'm thinking like, damn, if I was to take off on this girl, literally I'm gonna get dropped because, you know, Crazy would not have helped at all. Trust me, I know that for sure. I know that for a fact because, yeah. Anyway, so I'm just like, everybody gotta go. Like, everybody gotta go. Everybody gotta leave. So he's like, man, nah, don't do that. Like, Play-Doh really wanted everybody here. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Tell them to go to his house. Everybody gotta go. Like, everybody gotta leave. And I was like, or I'm leaving. Like, I was like, or I'll leave. It's cool. I'll leave. Like, I'll go. So he was like, you know what? So he like, bro, cut the music down. Cut the music down, bro. So Play-Doh like, bro, no, like, we not doing that. I'm not cutting the music down. So he like, bro, cut the music down. Everybody gotta go. Like, you know, everybody gotta leave. And, you know, any other time, Crazy would have been like, well, leave. Like, it would have really been to me like, bitch, you could go. But I feel like the only reason, again, why he didn't do all of that is because, like, he knew he was gonna turn himself in. And out of me and all the other bitches he was fucking with, I was the only one with a job. So who you gon', you know, like I said, he knew he was finna go to jail. So it's like, ooh, let me not kind of cut off the only person. Cause y'all, my dumb ass bought that phone in jail. I literally gave $700. Y'all, I don't know where I got it from, cause literally I was working a job and I ain't even have money like that to be just giving somebody for $700 for a phone in jail. What the fuck is wrong with me? But anyway, yeah, so he knew which battles, like, okay, you know what? Any other time I would tell this girl, you could go, but you know what, because at first he was like, just go in a room, like, you know, he's trying to tell me like, go in a room, just go in a room for a little bit, and I promise I'll have everybody leave in like 30 minutes, like I'll shut it down 30 minutes. And I was like, nah, everybody gotta go. And it just made me mad because it's like, for one, you see Kiara's opinion. No, not even the fact that you got my homegirl up in here. Well, even though you didn't and he did, but when the fuck was you going? Because at this point I wasn't even never gonna probably come out the room. Like, it's literally a bathroom in the room. I was never gonna come out the room. I already had like ate my food and I'm on the phone chilling with my sister. I was probably just laid down and went to sleep. But you're having a whole party in the living room while I'm in the room, and you couldn't even tell me like, hey, we about to have people over. Bitches over. It was more ninjas there too, but you couldn't tell me. You just was finna literally do this. Then you got a female that you ended up messing with. Even at that time I didn't know that, but yeah, still, like, that's so weird. And mind you, I told you I was kind of like not really too trusting of my friend, because I didn't really know her like that. I used to just befriend anybody. People be like, girl, you want to be friends? I'm like, okay. They used to like, I swear that's really how I used to be, and it's sad because a lot of times them friends be the weirdest ones. Like, they just hit me up and like, let's hang out, and I'm like, okay, cool, what day, when? And they'd be like, okay, let's hang out. That's why it's a lot of weird situations. But yeah, that's kind of how I met her. But we kind of like, we knew people who knew each other, but we kind of like was close for a little while, but shit started getting weird. But anyway, so I was just irritated because I'm just like, bro, you're weird. So I'm like, you're weird, like, you're weird as fuck, because why would you not tell me it's a whole party here? Like, why did I have to find out? Because mind you, I heard the music playing, but like I said, they was already in there from earlier playing music loud, and it was just them. So when he telling him like, bro, cut the music down, he like, bro, nah, we not finna do that. So Playboy, he over there like talking to some girls. He like, nah, bro, leave me alone, like, leave me alone with that. So he ended up going over there because they was playing music off the TV. He cut the TV off or whatever. So he like, bro, what the fuck did you just do that for? So he was like, man, bro, everybody, he's like, y'all, everybody gotta go. Like, he just was smiling. I'm just like, damn, he don't be smiling like this for me. He smiling like this to let people down, but anyway, so he like, y'all gotta leave. He's like, man, y'all gotta leave. I'm sorry, y'all gotta go. So Playboy was like, so everybody was pretty much like, dang. So some girls started getting up and like walking out the house, because, you know, some people listen like, shit, you ain't gotta tell me twice, we out here. So one of the boys, he walked up to Crazy and was like, all right then, man, like, I'll see you later. Mind y'all, it's late at this point. It's literally like 11 o'clock, probably like damn near midnight. So it's late, y'all. I don't know how long y'all been out here doing this shit. So yeah, so Playboy was like, man, what the fuck, nah, y'all ain't gotta go nowhere. Bro, this ain't your house. Like, he's like, yo, I ain't gotta go nowhere. So I'm like, oh, he's gonna be a problem. He was really nice the other day. I'm like, they probably just don't like Crazy. I could see why. But I'm like, what? Like, when he said that, I kind of looked like, what the hell? So some people that was still up in there like finna leave out, they sat down. But some girls, they really did leave. And like some of their homies, they was like leaving. And then one boy, he was like, you know what? Nah, let me get up out of here. I'm about to go right now before it get out of control. So he like, yeah, nah, like, bro, we not finna shut this shit down, nah. He's like, nah, we not finna do that. We not finna do that. Like, no. So he like, yeah, bro, like, we shutting it down. And he was just like, well, bro, I don't know what to tell you. Like, what the fuck? So Crazy is like, bro, like, nah, like, everybody, y'all gotta get up out of here. So now Crazy is getting mad because it's like, you really trying to like little boy him in front of everybody, like trying to get at him crazy in front of everybody, like. So he's like, yeah, y'all gotta get the fuck, y'all gotta get up out of here, y'all gotta go, come on, y'all gotta get up out of here. So he like telling him, all right, bye. So Kiara was like, okay, Symone, like, you know, she didn't know what to do. Bitch, you gotta go too, the fuck? So she didn't know what to do. So she's sitting there, she's like, okay, Symone, like, well, I'll see you later or whatever, let me know how it go. So now they kind of going back and forth while I'm talking to Kiara, and I'm like, yeah, because that's weird. Like, all this, I'm like, I didn't want to, like, now I was kind of feeling bad too. I ain't even gonna lie, I was feeling bad that I shut the party down. But at the same time, bro, like, you literally, all you had to do was tell me, and I probably would have just, like, fixed my hair a little bit or came out. Like my homegirl's here, I would have been kicking it with her. But that's all you had to do is tell me, but you being weird. And then a weird bitch over here saying, hi, Symone. So I'm just like, that's why now I'm mad, because that's so weird to me. I didn't even have to be here. Like, I don't even know why I'm here. Oh, but Kiera, it would have been an issue if she would have called me from somewhere and I wouldn't even been there. Oh, it would have been a problem still too, because what? But anyway, so now they kind of going back and forth or whatever, and they going back and forth, and I'm hearing that bitch something. Like, let's just say they said that bitch Star or something like that. Not me, like not Symone. They said that bitch something. So they talking about a female now. So I'm like, hold on, who? Why is they arguing over a girl now? Like, I don't know. They kind of going back and forth. Next thing you know, you hear Play-Doh like, nigga, I'll knock you the fuck out. So Crazy like, man, we could go outside. Like, it ain't like, you know, we go outside. Da da da. Why Play-Doh? Because Play-Doh was bigger than Crazy. Play-Doh stood up, he pulled a glizzy out on Crazy. Whop! No, I'm just kidding. Let me stop. Let me not do like Soulja Boy. But he pulled a, why am I smiling? It's not funny at all. I'm just laughing because of how I just said it. But like, he put the glizzy out on Crazy. He put a glizzy out on him. So they like, oh bro. So Crazy's like, really, nigga? Really? That's really, you for real right now? Damn, that's crazy. Like, like, that's crazy. Really, nigga? So then why somebody else, one of the other friends gonna say, man, bro, if you gonna pull it out, you better use that shit. Why would you say that? So I'm just like, so when Kiera was like, ooh, bro, we finna go. I'm like, I don't know what to do, because somebody pull it out on me too. So I know what to do. So then finally somebody was like, man, bro, come on, bro. Like, let's go. We can move the party to my house. Come on, bro. Like, let's go. She was like, nah, this nigga getting at me like this in front of these people. Like, bro, we better than that. That's what Playboy was saying. And I'm just thinking like, bro, you're getting at him in front of these people, but whatever. I don't know. So he was like getting at him, and he like, nah, bro. So Crazy like, it's good. Like, it's cool. And then somebody was, the same boy who yelled out, if you pull out, you better use that shit. He was like, damn, how you sell a ninja your glizzy and he whip it out on you? And I was just like, wait, that is that same one. Remember I told y'all how he would literally used to put his under my pillow? So I'm like, that is that same one. Something like, when did he sell that to him and why? But I guess, you know, he was finna go, so he was trying to just get off some stuff, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so he was like, man, let's move it. So he was like, nah. So they kind of get into it, and I'm just standing there like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. Like, I really don't know what to do. So then why one of the girls that Kiera was with, like, I think we should call the police. We should call the police. So then what's it called? That's when the other boy was like, come on, Play-Doh, they trying to call the police. So he was like something, so he started leaving out. And the boy Play-Doh, he was like, I'm sorry I had to get like that. Like, telling me, he's like, I'm sorry I had to get like this, but y'all have a good night. That nigga got me fucked up, man. That nigga got me fucked up. So I'm just thinking like, oh, they had other issues. It wasn't me coming in there. Well, I guess I stirred the pot. But it wasn't me shutting down the party. They had other little issues. Whoever this Star is. There wasn't really nobody named Star, though. I'm just saying. So, everybody ended up leaving. So now it's just me and Crazy in the house, and he went to the room and slammed the door. Like, I'm letting everybody out the house and locking it. He went in his room and slammed the door like a kid on punishment. I ended up going over there, like going to the room, and I was just like, it was awkward, and I was like, I didn't know what to say. So I'm like, you sold him your glizzy? So he was like, yeah, I sold that nigga that shit, because I wasn't even going to sell that shit, man. I wasn't even going to sell it. He was like, but that nigga kept telling me, like, bro, you finna go do time. You ain't going to need it. You ain't going to need it. Like, he kept telling me, oh, bro, you finna go do time. You ain't going to need it. You ain't going to need it. You finna go do time, bro. Don't be like that. I need it out here to survive. You know what? You know, I ain't finna say that, but it's so crazy because the boy Play-Doh did end up getting, yeah, like later on that year. But he just was like going back and forth like, man, he told me he needed. So that's my boy. He's like, and ain't even gave me the money for it yet. He's like, and he's whipping out on me. He was so mad because, like, I guess he gave it to him and the boy was like, I'll give you the money. And he was like, and I'm just mad because, like, you my friend, but he made it seem like it was urgent that he needed it. He was like, so I'm not going to have you out here slacking, but you know I need the money too. Because I'm finna go do time, but you told me you was going to give me the money or whatever. But he ended up getting his money, like, before he went, though. The boy ended up giving him the money. They became cool again. But I was just like, dang, that's crazy. But I don't know, honestly, because that ain't, nah, nothing to do with me. I ain't gonna speak on that. But, you know, I don't know. It was just weird. So we in there, we just talking for a minute. He just kept talking about it. He was mad. People calling him like, bro, I heard, you know, but it's his friends calling, they laughing though. Like, oh, I heard that nigga Playboy whipped out on you, nigga. And I'm just like, not Playboy, Play-Doh. He like, I heard that nigga Play-Doh whipped out on you. And they laughing like, oh. He like, man, bro, that's not funny. That's not funny, man. Da-da-da. Like, niggas, that's how I don't be been around niggas get high. They wasn't even high off shit like that. I think just like the lean and I think just like off of the drink and the tree. I don't know. Shit, I really don't know. But I'm just like, you know, that's so crazy. And I was kind of scared at this point. I was telling him like, you want to go to my house instead of night? Because I'm like, do you think he'll come like pop your house up? I'm thinking like, do you think that? Like, he's like, nah, he ain't gonna do that. But I'm like, you sure? Like, let's just go spend the night at my house. I was kind of really got in his head to where he was like, you know what, let's just go spend the night at your house. Y'all, and we went to my house because I was like, I don't know. And then it was like the way his window was set up, he could have did it through the window. I was just, I'm a paranoid person, I ain't even gonna lie. So it's like, I don't know what anybody's thoughts be because y'all like, never mind. But y'all homeboys do some real weird things to each other. And then it'd be like, oh, now we cool again. So I was just like, let's go to my house. So we ended up going to my house or whatever. And yeah, like I said, they ended up becoming cool again. I was gonna say couldn't be me, but I became cool with a lot of people. But ain't nobody whipped out on me. You know what? He whipped out on me with that same, you know, that's karma. That was karma. Because he whipped out on me. He whipped, you know what? That was not that same one. Because how would he have got it back? When he got out, he whipped out on me. Whipped out. That sounds so weird saying that. You know what? And I was cool. Well, I was not. Anyway, that's it for this story time, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I don't know what I'm gonna title this story, but that's it of it. Oh my god, it's 11:39. What was I up here for? I don't know. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, give a girl a thumbs up. Let's get me to 150K, y'all. We so close. No, we not. We not close, but I want to be close. I want to get to 150K before this year's over. So y'all, if you are watching, because I see it be so many non-followers, just click the subscribe button. You literally watching the video. I'm just kidding. But no, for real, it ain't going to hurt you. Like, you ain't got to pay to do that. Like, just click it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace out.